Everybody, it's Eric with Chaotic Goods. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video was a little ambitious, but I wanted to take a look at three very similar products at three very close price points to see which one is actually worth your money. We're going to put it through my usual tests of does it fit single sleeved, double sleeved, drop test, magnet test, shake test, the ropes, and we're ultimately going to decide which one you should be spending your money on, whether it's going to be the Vault X Eco-Tec, the Ultimate Guard Sidewinder, or the GameGenic Sidekick 100 Plus XL. Now, you may at first glance, you can see that the Ultimate Guard one is relatively smaller. That is because I purchased the 80 Plus. All of these reviews, it's my own money that is going into these products, so I wanted to go for the 80 Plus because I don't need 100 size deck boxes. I don't play Commander, and I don't typically carry multiple decks with me to fit 100 cards in, so I went with something I would most likely use, and that was the 80 Plus Sidewinder. But I run it through the same test that these do, and you know, besides it being smaller, they do have a 100 size Sidewinder, but ultimately I wanted to spend money on something that I was going to use. So that is why this one is smaller. But without further ado, let's take a look at each of these individually. Alright, so the first deck box we're going to take a look at is going to be one of the cheaper options at the Vault X Eco-Tec deck box. Now, this has a similar setup to your GameGenic, where it is a side-loading case, fits 100 sleeved cards, but there is the added bonus that they throw in a little divider here in case, you know, you want to do two decks, divide up your tokens, things like that. And then, you know, this snaps to the bottom with the magnets, or you can mix and match the colors, you know, orange, blue. I kind of like that customization option, so that's some added points there for me personally. Now, they do have the side loading, and then they have top loaders as well. I went with the side loader for all three of the boxes you're going to see in this video. Does this fit 100 cards? So I have gone ahead, and I have sleeved up some bulk that I had lying around. I have 100 single sleeved in Dragon Shields. So Dragon Shield sleeves, pretty much the standard most people use just because they're readily available online or at your LGS, and they're just very good sleeves. So we have 100 single sleeves here, and that's nice. There's plenty of room, right? We have our little divider we can toss in here, maybe split up our deck, and then we have a snap case for, you know, maybe our commander or leader, whatever it may be, and that fits in there really snug, like super snug. I'm not fitting any more in here, which is concerning because this is single sleeved cards, right? So fits in there, a little bit of wiggle room, no big deal. Let's try to get these out. All right, and let's do our double sleeve. So again, I had some bulk. This is Dragon Shield inner sleeves, just a, you know, the perfect fits, and then Dragon Shield matte, dual matte sleeves. So pretty bulky here, right? We can already kind of tell. I don't know if this is going to fit, so let's just grab chunks of cards, and let's actually just leave out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's leave out 10 cards, so 90 double sleeve cards. And let's see if that fits in here. Let's give it a nice snug. And then that last one. So we can fit snugly 90 double sleeved Dragon Shield inners and standard sleeves in this box. Not 100, which is kind of a bummer, which also means that we wouldn't be able to put in our commander or our leader. We can't fit that in here. Like, that is snug to the point where I'm uncomfortable because I might bend the cards that are in here, and I don't want to do that. So this fails the 100 double sleeve card test, which most people are double sleeving their cards. It's kind of just a standard that most people do. Cards are very expensive, and you want to make sure that your product, your investments are protected by double sleeving them. You know, if you're using proxies and things like that, maybe I can understand single sleeving cards, but a lot of people out there are using double sleeves. So Vault X, I don't know why your deck box doesn't fit 100 double sleeve cards. That's kind of a big deal breaker. So I'm going to give this one probably like a 2-star because it does fit 100 sleeves and then a top loader, or sorry, a hard shell, pretty nice. These actually don't fit top loaders. So for those top load commander players out there, top loader doesn't fit. Now I'm going to do the shake test here for our 100 single sleeve cards because we can't fit 100 double sleeves. And we'll have our little divider in there too. Alright, looks good. And then we'll just shake test it up. Alright, shake test. That's pretty good, honestly. Like, if you've seen my previous videos, some of the shake tests just fail immediately. That's awesome. So with the shake test, let's check out the magnet strength, right? So let's pull these out, and we'll check out the magnet strength to see what kind of magnets Voltex is using, because that's a really good shake test. All right, we got our handy little magnet check here. So up again on the screen, you can see the magnet strength. So there's a lot of green on the outside, but on the inside there's plenty of blue. And so the blue is going to be a stronger magnet strength. Now, we only have 2 magnets here on both sides. And if we check the box, 2 magnets. But these are, again, lots of blue, which means really strong magnets. So props, Voltex, for putting good magnets in your box. Ultimately, you know, we're going to get, towards the end of the video, we're going to do a drop test for all of these. But overall, this is a pretty good box for the price point. Biggest downside, does not fit 100 double-sleeved cards. Big deal breaker. So the next one we're going to take a look at is going to be the Ultimate Guard Sidewinder. Now, as I stated at the beginning of this video, this is the 80 size because, again, I'm spending my own money on these, so I wanted to make sure that I was going to get something I would actually use. And I have been using it. I've been, you know, putting my Wheatgrass deck in this and just kind of bringing it around with me when I go to work and stuff to just practice shuffling, shadowboxing, things like that. I like this box. But after putting it through the tests, I don't know if I am, you know, going to use this box. Personally, it's alright. But let's check, does it do what it says it's supposed to? So, first off, because we're doing 100 sleeves, the 2 other boxes are 100 deck boxes, we're going to do the maximum count that they state for this, which is 80. So does it fit 80 single sleeved cards? It does. It actually has plenty of wiggle room that I could probably fit 100 in here if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. And then, you know, let's put in our leader. Yeah, you know what, there's still plenty of room in here if you had like tokens or things like that, you know, whatever cards would be used. So if this was the 100, I would confidently say this can fit 100 single sleeved cards and a top loader, potentially some room for some tokens as well. Now let's try 80 double sleeved cards. So we got our 80 here, and we're just going to snugly fit them in. That's great. It fits. You could maybe fit in like 82, 83 if you really wanted to get snug in here. So again, if this was the 100 Sidewinder, I'd be very confident that it would fit 100 cards, double sleeved and single sleeved. Now, if we tried to throw in a leader here, that's not going to happen. We can't fit in a leader card. So this is at pretty much maximum capacity, which would most likely be for the same thing for the Ultimate Guard 100 Sidewinder. Fits 100 double sleeved cards, does exactly what you want it to. When it comes to a leader card, you're kind of SOL. You got to maybe throw it in your bag or something like that. Now, what about this? Does this fit a top loader? Nope. Once again, for you top loader commander users out there, doesn't fit a top loader, which is kind of a bummer. Now let's do the shake test. One thing to note about the Sidewinder, and I'm sure you are kind of already seeing the difference here, is it doesn't come off. This is connected, so I think over time a lot of wear and tear is going to come down to this binding in this seam right here, to where it's going to eventually just start to tear apart and eventually just rip off, which is kind of a downside, because when we check, there are no magnets here to keep this connected, which is, you know, cost saving for them, because if it's bound down here at the bottom and this flap, they don't need magnets there. But I have seen other instances where there is a flap here and there are magnets that keep it together on this side, which is nice. It's a good touch, but I understand cost effectiveness. Maybe they don't want to put magnets here, save some money. So let's shake test. Because there are less magnets, I would expect that to happen, because there's only magnets on the front. Nothing else is actually like enclosing it besides this flap. So once enough pressure hits the top, all that's left to keep it going are these magnets here, and your cards go everywhere. Absolute failure on the shake test. Talking about magnet strength. 4 little magnets with a lot of green and a decent amount of blue in the center. So instead of putting magnets on the back to have more strength here in case this, flap comes off, they decided to put 4 magnets on the front, 4 magnets here, which is kind of a downside because the X had 2 magnets on each side, so 4 magnets total on each side, the same amount of magnets. So this is, this is 4 here, 4 here, so 8 total. The X had 8 total as well. The X had less magnets on each side and didn't fail a shake test. So pretty big failure in my opinion. Yes, Sidewinder fits the cards that it states it is supposed to, which is great, but shake test, drop test, you got to pass these things in order to be a good product, especially for how much you're charging. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so the last one in our lineup is going to be what most people would consider the best product out there when it comes to keeping your cards safe, and that's GameGenic. Now, I like GameGenic products. I use GameGenic products. I don't like how big this is. Now, this is the 100 plus XL. They don't actually make the non-100 plus or the non-XL anymore for this specific box. Those have been discontinued probably because they're going to reinvent them, right? And this isn't the one that has like the deck box at the bottom or like the token box and then like the commander. That's new. I didn't want that. I strictly wanted to get 3 of the similar products and review them. So here's the GameGenic one. Honestly, it uses the same sort of materials we would expect it to. Because it is an XL, I do fully expect it to fit everything I want to throw at it. So 100 double sleeve or 100 single sleeves. Look at all of this room here. This is room for a commander and like a ton of tokens if you're single sleeving, which is great. That's what we want. Now, if we take these cards out because they're all slippery, take those out, and let's do our double sleeves. Again, we're using dragon shields. Look at that. That is beautiful, actually. Let's throw in our, can we fit? It's pretty snug. It's almost uncomfortably snug to put that in there, but that is 100 double sleeve cards with a GameGenic snap case in there. If we wanted to, we could maybe fit like 105 in here double sleeve with some tokens. That's great. This is awesome. Phenomenal job, GameGenic. Do you fit a top loader? You don't fit a top loader, which is fair. Top loaders are a little bit more space to make the boxes a little bigger, so it doesn't fit a top loader, but it does fit a snap case and 100 double sleeve cards. It's pretty snug. I'm not going to do that again. Even though this is bulk, I don't want to ruin the sleeves and stuff like that. That's fantastic. Thumbs up. Now, the shake test. Oh, those aren't going anywhere. Oh, alright. We had to get a little aggressive with it. But eventually, they came out. And there's, again, in no real world scenario, are you shaking your box that aggressively to make your cards come out? So, take that shake test with a grain of salt. The Ultimate Guard one, that one did fail, honestly. And you could consider this a fail. We'll give this like a 3-star because, in a very aggressive shake test, yeah, the cards fell out, right? But ultimately, I would say this is still very good in the shake test. Now, let's check out the magnet strength. GameGenic is the most expensive product out of this bunch. So when it comes to the magnets, they're putting 5, which is amazing. So you're getting so many magnets on this, and the magnet strength is pretty similar to what Voltex had, where you have a lot of blue, very little green. And again, it's going to be the same thing here. So you're getting, what is that, 20 magnets, 5 on each side, 5 on each side, and then 10 on the top. Yeah, so you're getting like 20 magnets, which is kind of expensive. Magnets aren't cheap, but it also gives you very good strength for your deck box. So honestly, the GameGenic, besides the size of this is a very good product. I wish GameGenic would do these premium boxes in smaller sizes. Do what Ultimate Guard does. Make an 80 plus. Because if you're doing smaller deck boxes instead of just catering to the 100 plus, you know, the commander players out there, which I understand is the vast majority of TCG players. A lot of people play commander. I think GameGenic would make a lot of money if they did this like 3/4 of the size. So, with that out of the way, seeing the shake test, the drop test, the capacity of each deck box, the magnet strength of each deck box, which one do I ultimately recommend for you to buy, for you to spend your money on? Personally, if I had to choose, being as if I were a commander player, I would choose the GameGenic. I think the GameGenic product does exactly what you want it to. It fits 100 double sleeved cards, maybe a commander in a snap case, and that's exactly what you want it to. It fits 100 double sleeves without any issue. Now the Ultimate Guard, it fits the capacity of cards, and that's it. The magnet strength sucks because you're only getting magnets on this front flap here, and eventually this is going to wear over time, especially if you're playing, weekly, bi-weekly, and just, using your cards, using your deck box a lot. I don't expect this to stand the test of time, unlike these other two products where it is just a single flap and you snap it on. Now, Voltex, I think they're doing a great job getting into the deck box game. Now, you have the customizable lids here. You can mix and match, which is great. The material is just like the rest, but you don't fit 100 double sleeve cards. That's a deal breaker for me. Get the GameGenic. It's a little bit more money, but it is GameGenic. They are the pinnacle of TCG products at this point in time. You are getting 20 magnets, premium materials. You can take this off, mix and match it with other colors. Tell me which deck box you use. I'd be curious to know whether you use Ultimate Guard, Voltex, GameGenic, because a lot of us have different tastes. We cater to different things, and Ultimate Guard, while they are great, you are definitely paying a premium cost to use these boxes. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Really helps me out, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.